Pac-12. Welcome to Pac-12. Hello, everyone. Welcome to something brand new, a new podcast featuring three dudes who just love college ball, no matter what conference it is. But a brand new conference has made its way to the limelight. So we're going to be covering that conference because it's a beautiful conference. It's the Pac-12. Welcome to Pac-12. I'm Solomon Ash, your host. Joining with me is my two new favorite people in the world. Let me give it over to you, Brett Bierman. How you doing today, Brett?
I'm doing great, man. It's a pilot episode of the Pac-12 show. We've had this idea for a little while now, solo, and I'm glad we're finally seeing it come to life.
And then to my left, he's on a computer right now because he's currently in Alaska calling baseball games. But my man, Caden Bessett, how we doing today, Caden?
Hey, I'm good. From 4,000 miles away, we're still doing the thing. So happy to be here with you dudes and be a part of something new and fresh.
Absolutely, and this is what it is, man. It's a new conference, essentially, man. We all know the good old Pac-12, usually formerly known as the Pac-10, before that the Pac-8, but now, after some realignment in this new world of college football, it was looked to find itself with just two teams, Washington State and Oregon State, and they've done a great job at finally finding some teams to be able to come over, and now we're made it here, man. I mean, the only reason we had this idea because we're Texas, me and Brett, Texas State student. Currently, Caden is a Texas State alumni, but this is just something that's just way bigger than our school when you can be a part of a new conference forming right in front of your eyes, and it's just a beautiful thing, isn't it?
Yeah, like you said, we get to be here for the start of it, and not only that, we get the unique experience of being a part of it as students and student media as well of the school. So maybe a little bit of our bias will show sometimes when we talk about Texas State. We're going to keep it as even as possible, though. Obviously, our knowledge will be a little more Texas State heavy, but we promise you guys, whoever's listening, every fan base will get their equal opportunity. So, but we're very excited. It's a new Pac-12. Caden, how you feeling?
Yeah, man, I honestly just graduated right from Tech State, and the big reason of why I'm at least staying for 6 more months in San Marcos is due to the Pac-12. Like, it's just something that you can't miss out on if it's right in your backyard, and this is something that's going to be amazing. It's a very, very powerful conference of smaller schools, right, to have the chance to be something bigger than that, and for Texas State to come from where they were and what you saw maybe 5 years ago to now, it's unreal that somewhere in Texas is being a part of the Pac-12.
And just a brief overview in case if you weren't really tapped into the new Pac-12 because, it's not your job to be. That's our job now. The new teams joining Washington State and Oregon State were Colorado State, San Diego State University, and you got Utah State University, Boise State University. We all know and love them and their blue field. Fresno State University, and then, of course, last but not least, Texas State University. Currently 10 teams at the moment, but, I'm sure they're going to be looking for more teams to expand, maybe reclaim that Pac-12 glory. Do y'all ever wonder, do you think the conference will get to the point to where obviously teams like USC, UCLA, Oregon, they kind of need the Big 12 to, facilitate their programs. But I don't know, man. Maybe a team like Cal or Stanford, those are also pretty big universities as well. But you think maybe one day they'll just maybe be like, man, let's just go back home. They know where home is?
I think it'll come in time, right? Because right now, and as we'll learn in our timeline, Cal, Stanford now in the ACC.
Yeah.
Makes no sense that either of those schools are in the ACC. So I think it's only a matter of time before the Pac-12 kind of builds on itself, and then these schools will, if not other schools join first, then I think Cal and Stanford will be welcomed back with open arms.
I mean, somebody has to at some point, right? I think things get rolling, the conference really just picks up a lot of traction, and somebody's like, hey, I want to be a part of that, and it's a school of higher caliber that may not be happy with how much traveling they're doing. That's something that's super important, and this conference isn't too spread out. I think it is kind of similar to the Sun Belt. Texas State goes from being the most West team to the most team on the East now. But other than that, there's this pretty heavy West Coast, right? You don't have to go too far. They can get somebody within that middle of the United States and to the West, keep it somewhat regional. I think somebody does jump ship and comes be a part of a great new conference.
Absolutely. There have been talks, of course, about potentially adding a UNT or UTSA, someone other in the South, so can kind of help Texas State so they don't gotta travel to just different states all the time. Maybe just have like
Also, maybe give them like a rival as well.
yeah, but we'll see what they're able to do, man. It's still like in the beginning stages of something really big. They still don't even really have like a media day out yet. I wonder if we do get that announced anytime soon. I know the conference
Has to be.
I know the conference isn't a thing till like July 1st officially, but I don't know how you could introduce a new conference and not have a media day. I feel like you got to show
Yeah,
out.
I feel like that needs to be like a top priority, right? It's the very first one, so you should be on top of that.
But yeah, I mean, we could go wherever we want from here. We did our introductions now. We could talk about a little bit what these teams are looking like. Of course, the next sport, college baseball, literally just wrapped up yesterday. Shout out the Oklahoma Sooners, even though horns up always. But they took it down in the World Series. So now it's officially college football season. We're just waiting for it any day now. And these teams have gone to work, y'all. Kaden, I know you did the most research out of all of us. Talk to us about how these teams are getting ready for the next gridiron season. They've hit the portal pretty hard.
Yeah, Colorado State's going to look a lot different this year, right? They've moved in a new direction. They've hired Jim Mora, a dude that started his career in the Pac-10 with Washington. Graduated from there back in the 80s, and then as a grad assistant there. Dude's been in the NFL almost his entire coaching career. Colorado State's going to be a sneaky team, I think, this upcoming season, but he hit the portal pretty well, right? He's coming from UConn, where he was just coaching at, so 17 of the 35 incoming transfers from Colorado State are from UConn. And they lost 37 guys. Washington State lost 37 guys. They bring in almost 30 more with 28. All these teams, I mean, San Diego State, Oregon State, and Utah State all have over 20 guys coming into the portal, and Texas State, Boise State, and Fresno State all under 20. Texas State at 18, Boise State 12, Fresno State 13. I'm surprised at their retainment right there. They only lost 10 guys. So portal's obviously going to be a huge thing, and it's just making teams look different nowadays. But you notice Boise State, their culture's established. They're not really hitting the portal as hard as some would be. The recruiting is strong in high school. They do that well, so only bringing in 12 makes sense. Fresno State is not bringing in that many dudes either. I think that's an interesting team, almost a sleeper coming into this next year into odds for winning it in football. I don't think people are looking at them enough. And even San Diego State, the hype is pretty real about them, and they're losing 26 to the portal and bringing 26 in. I think that'll be an interesting squad. The Aztecs are certainly something to look out for. But yeah, there's just a lot of changes. It's going to be totally brand new, start from scratch. And even for Oregon State, they get Jamarcus Shepard from Alabama. He was a part of that Washington title run where he was the receivers coach. He's
Yeah, that was a really good receiver room too as well, man.
Led by Roma Dunze, right?
Roma Dunze, they had Jalen Polk. They had Jalen McMillan as well. That was a great receiver. That was a great receiving room.
Go ahead, Caden. Sorry.
Yeah, my bad, bro.
No,
y'all are good. I mean, that's pretty much it in terms of like recruiting and what's changing for these teams. But Jamarcus Shepard, certainly a good hire. Jim Mora, a good hire. Those are the only two coaching changes at the helm, and we're just going to see what this thing looks like when it gets in front of us. I think there's going to be a lot of parity these first few years in the Pac-12, despite of Boise State being a favorite, or Washington State and Oregon State, just because they're considered the bigger schools of the conference. I think a Texas State or a Colorado State, San Diego State does something sneaky early on in these first few years and makes it a really fun conference to kick things off.
Yeah, I couldn't agree more, man. It's new, it's brand new, and it's very exciting because these guys, besides like Washington State and Oregon State, none of them have really all like played each other. I guess we have a handful of teams coming from the Mountain West, so they don't really count. But it's just kind of nice to get like a new group of teams in here to kind of mix it up a little bit, and we'll kind of see, like you said, Caden, in a couple of years how it all shakes out. And the parity is going to be a ton of fun.
Absolutely. And before we go on, I did forget a key team. I mainly forgot them because they don't have a football team, but also joining the Pac-12 is Gonzaga, which could be argued to be the biggest name strictly just based on their men's basketball program. Of course, we all know them. So that will be an interesting topic to go over come basketball season.
Can't wait.
Because they're obviously going to be the favorites to open it up. But back to football, I do agree with y'all for sure. I do think it's going to be interesting to see who does open up as the favorite. Obviously, it could very well be Boise State. But ever since Ashton Jeanty left, man, I mean, not to be like a hater or anything, but that Boise State team hasn't really like shown anything too crazy. I mean, it's not like they have like a really big guy like they usually have. Like they've had like a Kellen Moore or an Ashton Janty, like the
Yeah,
guy.
an all-star to lean on.
Yeah, but they've obviously still continued their dominance. They're Mountain West like legends. They ran that conference for a good majority of the time. So it's gonna be interesting to see how they do match up against a team like Washington State or Oregon State, teams like that who can compete with them at least facilities wise. You feel me?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I don't know how crazy I am on. All right, he is Mountain West Championship offensive MVP. Dude is decorated out of the Mountain West, but Maddox Matson, like, I'm not that crazy about him.
I agree.
And
I'm with you.
if you watch any Mountain West football, you would just understand, right? He's a good quarterback. Do not get me wrong. Is he going to be able to run through this schedule of the new Pac-12? Because I think you would assume that, right, these are Mountain West schools, a Sun Belt school, the two bottom feeders of the old Pac-12, maybe sort of thing. Boise State should run through this thing. No, I think it's very much anybody's ball game. It's brand new, clean slate. It all starts, July 1st. Who's gonna go get it? And I don't really think Boise State is the favorite in my eyes because Maddox Matson, I don't think he takes them to Pac-12 chip first year or at least wins it.
Yeah, this is objectively too like probably a harder conference than the Mountain West was. You're looking at like much better competition. I mean, besides what you brought over from the Mountain West, you're now looking at Texas State. Why am I blanking so bad on these other schools already? But
I mean, Utah State had a pretty good team. For
yeah, Utah State had a great team. Colorado State's obviously very good.
Let's say Colorado State, yeah, as well.
And it's just a destination spot too. They're upgrading their facilities. Their NIL went up, so it's going to be a big crapshoot in this Pac-12, and it's all going to be. I think it's going to be a money game because obviously that's what talks now in college sports. But we'll see, And I'm excited to kind of see like the rivalry that Texas kind of has with California in like maybe not a sports way, not so much, but I think it'll be fun to see that kind of carry over into the college sport game.
Absolutely, man. It's gonna be. I really can't wait till conference play, man, because that's when it really begins. Especially now, we talk about how college football is changing, where the money realignment, but especially now with the new playoff format, and they're already talking about another expansion. But when do y'all think we see like a Pac-12 team like ever make that jump? Because like it's still technically Power 4 right now, but if they ever do get back up there, I mean, they could easily take a G5 spot or eventually get back to that Power 5 status. But what do y'all think about that potentially?
I don't think it's going to be long. I think that the Pac-12 will obviously get an automatic bid this year in the playoff. Depending on how many teams it expands to, I don't know what the final number is. I don't know if they made a decision or not. But I think it'll be a multi-bid league by the time it's all said and done. I think Boise State. I know we talked about them not being necessarily a favorite. I know we talked about Maddox Matson. We're not really sold on him. They are still objectively right now the best team in the conference, and it's going to be hard to say anyone else until we see differently. So you have to assume that they're going to get an automatic bid, and maybe if a team like Fresno State, Colorado State, Washington State can maybe string together like a 2-loss season and maybe make a case, kind of like how James Madison and Tulane made a case last season.
Yeah.
And I mean, I know people are obviously very upset about that, but as long as you get in, man, that's all that really matters. You just got to get in. And then the representation matters.
I think the committee's not afraid to put the smaller schools in, right? We saw that last year, with two teams you just mentioned, and I think it's really going to help the Pac-12 is that flex game at the end of the season. It's really going to help determine the champion and determine who's the best team out of this conference. And I do think the winner of this conference in football does get into the playoff this year. And then if it does expand to 24, then yeah, you can start expecting the loser of the championship game to be in as well. And if something crazy happens in that flex week and maybe a team who doesn't make the championship who, loses 2 games that somehow makes it in, definitely going to be a chance. And I think if you give it maybe 4 to 5 years, which sounds like a long time, but it's really not. You've got to think about conference contracts as well. Somebody does jump ship and gets on board with this Pac-12, makes a conference stronger, and then it does start to reach that power status with how competitive these schools are going to be in football and all other sports.
Absolutely. I'm kind of looking at last year's records because got to just base those off. We had Fresno State and Boise State, those teams both won 9+ games, and also San Diego State. Shout out them as well. The Aztecs also took care of business, and especially in conference play, these are teams who won at least 6 games in their respective conferences. And then, of course, Wazoo, they had a kind of a mid-year 7-6. Texas State also had a very disappointing year going 7-6. Oregon State, man, what a fall off, going 2-10, and that's
Man,
unfortunate.
hey, you don't know how much that hurts me to see Malik Murphy not win football games, bro. I love Malik Murphy,
That's what,
bro.
man. I
I've
love
been
Malik Murphy as well.
I've been a
Yeah,
Malik
Duke
Murphy
legend, man.
fan, bro, since his freshman year in high school, bro.
Oh God, man! I thought he was gonna be next up for us at Texas.
Oh, that's right. He was at Texas. He came in with Arch, right?
Yeah,
Texas
came,
and then
he came in
Duke.
before Arch.
Oh.
He came in before Arch, and then they brought in Arch, and then he went to Duke. He was balling at Duke. I still don't know why.
Didn't they win the ACC with him at Duke? Am I crazy?
I don't know. No, they won it after him.
That's
but
right. That's right. It was last
he
year.
he like brought him to. They had a good season with him, and then he just jumped ship. I don't know how much Oregon State was paying him, if the NIL was that crazy, but
Money must be nice.
he
man.
jumped ship. But the wins didn't back it up. 2-10. But as I was saying, man, we talk about the parity. Fresno State, I'm not gonna lie, I wouldn't mind putting them as my way too early favorite. Like we said, Caden brought up an interesting point. They went 9-4, 5-3 in conference. They retained a lot of their people, and this is a team who they played Oregon State out of conference last year, and they beat them by almost double digits. But then again, they did lose to Colorado State by multiple touchdowns. So it's going to be interesting. And then they got shut out by San Diego State, but then they beat Boise State. So, like,
Wow.
just like that,
That's crazy.
just like that already, man. It's going to be interesting to see. This conference could easily just eat itself alive, dude.
Yeah, I could see that for sure. And it's definitely like the best case scenario for like even matchups. Like I think maybe like Boise State, we're going to beat this horse to death unfortunately, but
Yeah.
they are as of right now as of June 23rd as we're recording the pilot episode of the show, Boise State is at the top of the mountain. It just is what it is.
Yeah.
We have to look at it like that. It is what it is. But like you said, I think the competition going down the list after Boise State, it doesn't get much steeper. So like it's every week in conference play you're going to have a tough opponent, and like whether that's Texas State, who is up and coming now, like I said, Colorado State beat them last year, multiple touchdowns. It's just going to be fun. It's going to be a lot of parity, and I'm really excited to see like kind of where the standings land with this new Pac-12.
And that Fresno State schedule, like those wins and those losses you mentioned from last year, is a good point because now they're going to be playing all these teams year in and year out, and everybody's going to be playing this team. Someone's going to get conference play. They're going to get through, maybe get to week 6, week 8. They're going to be hot, and then they're going to be going on the road to certain places against a bottom team in the conference at that moment, and you're probably going to get spanked because you're going on the road. The amount of energy that is going to be in each and every one of these football stadiums for a new conference and new rivalries and stuff like that, new opponents, it's going to be unreal. I think everywhere you go, atmospheres are going to be electric. Home field advantage is going to be huge. It's always huge at the blue turf. These stadiums are all pretty big. Only one of them doesn't hold 30,000, and it's going to be electric, and that parity is going to be there. And that Fresno State point will kind of just tell you that already.
Exactly, man. You said it perfectly. And then when conference play does begin, that home field is going to matter a lot. I wonder, like Texas State is a team who's not used to like playing these late games like these other schools on the West Coast, but it will be something that we'll have to get used to, man. Like some of these kickoff times are going to be like at 9 or 10 Central Time.
Yeah, that's going to be crazy because it seems like a lot of our student body will probably be like on the square at that point.
Oh, they'll be on the square way before.
Yeah, so right
or
at,
they'll be at the tailgates before, sure.
Yeah, so right at kickoff. And I mean, that's not to say that like there's going to be like a 9 o'clock game here in Texas, but obviously they're going to have to hit the road. I think on Halloween they're going to Boise, so that's going to be awesome. But yeah, that'll be a late one too. And I mean, I'm excited, man. I embrace these 8, 9 o'clock games. I love watching football when it's dark out.
I was just going to say the best part about the Pac-12 has always been Pac-12 after dark.
Exactly, man. It's historic in its own right. And I'm glad that it has been resurrected.
Hey, Texas State has, just because you kind of brought them up and it's going to be new for them. So the 3 night games that they have on the West Coast, San Diego State, Week 5 first conference game, 7:30 p.m. Bluefield, October 31st, Week 9 at 7. and then 7:30 p.m. the next week in Corvallis.
Wow.
So those are their three Pac-12 road games. They're all at night.
That's
Um,
great, man. Music to my ears.
that's how you just throw them in the fryer, man. That's how you. That's how you know if your team's built or not. Especially those are like really hard games too. Like Colorado State, they had a down year last year, but they could easily. I mean, like you said, you could turn it around. But Boise State, that blue turf, man, that's gonna be that'd be Texas State's biggest conference challenge maybe ever.
I think so, man. That's gonna.
Oof.
Oh no. A
That's-
blackout on the blue field. We're screwed.
And even then, San Diego State had an amazing season last year, man. They're going to definitely want to try. All of these teams are going to want to try and win the conference in year one because that's year one. You'll be the first champion of this new Pac-12 era.
You immediately become the king of the mountain.
Absolutely. It's a beautiful sight, man.
It is, man. I love that we have Pac-12 coming. Do you guys have any sports in particular with the Pac-12 that you're looking forward to besides football?
Besides football. I mean, it's going to be interesting to see how – I am really interested to see how Gonzaga does in a conference like this because it's always been like their biggest flaw. People always give them crap for it, how they play in like the West Coast Conference. And even then, like you got teams like St. Mary's who are always in the tournament and they're kind of built to beat Gonzaga.
Why am I blanking on the team that upset Kentucky or almost upset Kentucky this year too?
Santa Clara.
Santa Clara, thank you.
Santa Clara and then Portland sometimes beats Gonzaga for no reason. But it's going to be interesting to see because Utah State was a team that made a tournament a couple times. Colorado State has made the tournament a couple times. Texas State has been knocking on the door a little bit on making a tournament.
San Diego State was in the Final Four a few years ago.
Yeah, exactly, too. So in college basketball, it's just like you can have so much more chaos happen. I'm interested to see how Gonzaga exactly deals with that in this new conference, or will they just continue the dominance that they've shown in previous years?
Yeah, I agree. Caden, what are you most excited about?
I mean, basketball for sure, right? Especially, I'm even excited about women's hoops. That's crazy coming out of my mouth. You never would have thought you'd seen the day, but women's hoops is going to be really electric, especially in San Marcos with Coach K coming in. But it's impossible for me not to say baseball, right? Adding DBU as well. Oregon State. There's not a lot of college baseball blue bloods, but of the 2000s, you definitely put Oregon State in that conversation. Texas State made a regional. They beat USC in College Station. Boise and Colorado State do not have football, but Oregon State won a national title in '08 against Georgia. Washington State, they somehow sneaked into a regional as well. Gonzaga, they were a top 50 RPI team for most of the year. They barely didn't make the tournament. Maybe you've gotten robbed of an at-large bid. DBU, besides this year, they're usually a top 25 ranked team. So baseball is going to be super exciting.
I'll piggyback off what you said, Caden. You mentioned women's basketball. That's what I had written down. You have Gonzaga, Oregon State, Boise State, Colorado State, and San Diego State. That's 5 teams out of the 9 who finished with over 20 wins, under 10 losses last year. So already a loaded women's basketball conference. Loaded. And like you mentioned as well, Coach Kielsmeyer coming in, Coach K, as we call him here in San Marcos now, coming in, rebuilding this squad to face the Goliath that is this Pac-12 conference. I'm really excited to see how this women's basketball conference goes. So you mentioned men's basketball, of course. Like, who doesn't want to see Gonzaga in their home court? You know,
Dude, that first game, no matter where it is, whether it's Boise
We will
State,
be
San
there.
Diego State, when Gonzaga's in town, they're gonna pack the house because that's what these teams have been like. It's gonna be a conference. You're gonna see them twice.
yeah, and their fans travel really well too.
Yeah,
It's one of those weird things in college basketball where like you have like a handful of programs where it's like, yeah, like they're really far away from home, but why is half the stadium filled with their fans? And like, where did they come from? Like, so it's cool to have like a nationally recognized program in the same conference as Texas State. I'm obviously not trying to be too big of a homer on them, but basketball is going to be electric this year. I also a sleeper pick is volleyball.
I was just thinking.
I
that.
think volleyball is going to be.
Boise State has a really good volleyball team in the recent years. Texas State has also had a really good volleyball team as well. I'm really interested to see how that goes. Just because, like, man, these new group of teams, it's just hard to get. It's not too hard to get excited about any sport, man.
I know you could go from start to the beginning of the year. You're gonna have can't miss television on. Go ahead, Caden. Sorry, I interrupted.
Well, no, it's honestly going to be like impossible to take your eyes off of sports, and especially for us, right? This stuff's in our backyard. But it's just new opponents, and it's a new conference, and it's all happening all throughout the year. In every sport, it's just a new thing. Even soccer is going to be exciting. But volleyball is interesting. I don't know how much y'all have looked into the scheduling, but I know Solo might have. But like in the Sun Belt, at least I can speak on it. It was Thursday and Friday were how volleyball worked. You would come and like say Louisiana would come to town. You play them Thursday and Friday. That was your
Yep.
2 games for the week right there. Pac-12, it's you play one team on Thursday and then you play someone on Saturday, and it's not the same school.
Really?
That's
I
interesting.
have
Yeah.
not looked into that.
I
But
kind of like that.
that is really interesting.
That is cool.
And those Saturday games, I assume, are a little bit earlier, right? Because I mean, it's college football
Yeah,
day,
yeah,
guys.
you're
Come
right.
on now.
We know what day that is. I mean, I was just saying that is rather interesting thing. I didn't know that about that's how they're gonna do volleyball, but it'll be interesting to see because in a week you're game playing for two opponents when there's you'd usually just game plan to like either sweep a series or just one. But I mean, I'm sure coaches are just going to be ready for the competition because then you can bounce. You take a tough loss. It's like, oh, we got this team. Maybe we can make some noise. We still got to control our own destiny. You knock that team off, it's a whole new ball game in the standings.
Yeah, that's true. And sorry, to the point I was going to bring up earlier, I'm kind of interested to see with these new conferences how the conference tournaments are going to shape out.
Exactly.
Like obviously in football, it's always just the two best, and that's how it goes.
Yeah,
But in college basketball, the fun of it, I think, and the parody of it is you get these wacky brackets where like you have the 1 and the 2 seed already in the semifinals, and you have maybe the 8 or the 10 seed starting from day 1 and having to work all the way to day 5 and win games if they want to make it. So I hope they continue like that Sun Belt style bracket where it's
I don't know, man. That Sun Belt bracket,
it's crazy, man.
it's insane. Look.
And we almost had I think they almost had a 9 seed win it this year, Georgia Southern. I
Yeah,
think they made it
Georgia's-
all the way to the finals against Troy. Obviously Troy came out,
Yeah.
but it just creates fun parody. So again, new beginnings and a new podcast for us to get to talk about it. So I'm really excited.
Oh God, man.
And I'm just looking at Olympic sports so far. Men's soccer is on there, but of course that looks totally different because it's not a lot of schools have men's soccer. But
Yeah. We
of the
don't
We
volleyball,
don't have men's.
uh, the 9 schools combined for 14 tournament appearances in the last 6 seasons in volleyball. Soccer, women's soccer, that is 9 members, 5 tournament appearance over the past 3 seasons. Both those sports are exciting, and I almost forgot. I would not let this podcast in without mentioning gymnastics. Texas State has hopped on the train, and
That's
they
right.
brought the
This is true,
first
yeah.
Division I gymnastics program to Texas. That's going to be really cool, and I'm glad to see them branching out in what Olympic sports they add.
Yeah, and I'm so glad you brought that up. I completely forgotten
I
that.
did too, man.
It's been, man, the summer's been interesting. But you're absolutely right, man. They have already taken initiative, new conference. Might as well just add a new sport and gymnastics. Like, I did not know until they said that it was the first D1 gymnastics in Texas. That's actually,
That's shocking. That
That
UT
is re-
Austin would not have a gymnastics program.
yeah, they usually like advertise to have it all. But I'm just really surprised by that as well. But I'm interested to see if they do just continue to add more. Like, do we see a men's soccer team at Texas State in like the next 5 years? Maybe.
It has to be, man. We have to start expanding these sports, especially the water sports too.
Oh yeah, for sure.
Yeah.
We're River State.
River State.
Swimming and diving would be pretty sick.
hmm
That would, yeah. Imagine covering swimming and diving. That'd be fun.
But yeah, man.
But yeah, sorry, Sol. Go ahead.
Oh no, I was just gonna say, yeah, man. I'm super duper excited. I can't wait until we get even closer to football season. College football 27 is almost on the way.
That's
so that
right.
whenever that game comes out, it's like, oh, we're right there.
Who's your team you're gonna pick to start off your rebuild with?
You know, what we should low key do. We should have like an online dynasty, and we all take like a member of the Pac-12.
I like that.
And like, I mean, who are the teams that show? I'll probably do Colorado State.
I'll pick like Fresno or something.
Bang.
Yeah. What about you, Caden? What about that pesky little school down in Texas?
I do them every
Heard
year.
of them?
A Pac-12 school that I would rebuild on college football. Dude, low-key, I wouldn't even really call it too much of a rebuild. I think they're also on the up. Utah State, just because of like the cow helmets and stuff like that, those are pretty
Dude, the
sick. I
cow
can't
helmets are
lie.
so
sick, man.
They're so sick.
So
Shout out,
sick.
Dude, we didn't even talk
shout out
about
Jordan
the
Love, bro.
aesthetics. Dude, I was about to say, we didn't even talk about the aesthetics because all of these schools, they have like some nasty aesthetics going on. Obviously, Boise State, the blue. Texas State has some really cool uniforms. Colorado State and Utah State have some really beautiful alternates. Oregon State, the black and orange.
Yes, and Washington State with the beautiful maroon and black.
Dude, it's
I
like,
love it.
dude, it's gonna be
San Diego State, the Aztec designs on their helmets and stuff too.
so fire.
The color matchups are going to be all time.
Dude, the uniforms, we're gonna see absolute cinema come game days, bro. It's gonna be beautiful, man.
I'm so excited. Well, do we have anything else to get? So go ahead, Caden. Sorry.
Yeah, well back, Kaden.
Now I'll bring something up. I wanted to ask y'all, just looking at non-conference for football. You see the week 1 slate. I mean, Boise State takes on
I did
Oregon.
look a couple of them, yeah. And then Texas
Fresno State.
Texas State going to UT. Fresno State, you were saying, Kaden?
Yeah, Fresno State, USC. Oregon State's got Houston and Tech. San Diego State week 2.
Houston too? Oh no.
We got the Apple Cup week 1.
Apple Cup week 1. Wouldn't have it anywhere else, man. Come on, let's go.
I love it.
And also the
Can't
TV
believe we-
deals. I mean,
I was gonna
the
say
television
yeah,
thing's big too.
CW.
Yep, the CW. Very exciting.
CW,
USA
USA, Paramount Plus. That's going to be huge. I believe we're still waiting on streaming options of how you can watch, let's say, volleyball and soccer.
I thought they did mention something about ESPN because
ESPN Unlimited, right?
yeah, that's what I thought. I heard something like that. They're still gonna get. That's what I assumed they're gonna do for like the other sports. Yeah, because like you obviously still want to watch volleyball or just a soccer game just on. It used to be just ESPN Plus, but if they still kind of just do it like that, that'd be great. Because I know,
Yeah, I'd like to keep it as easy as possible.
yeah,
Although I know they're getting rid of ESPN Plus, so aren't they, Caden? I think I was talking to you about that. Aren't they making everybody now get ESPN Unlimited?
Let's hope not, because that's $30 a month.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. That's a nice chunk of change, man.
That would be super sad. Please don't do that.
Yeah, please. I like my $10 a month.
man. I don't
Right.
even- what's it called? I got my roommate. His mom got this cracked Hulu, so it has the bundle with like ESPN Plus and everything. So please don't get rid
Yeah,
of ESPN
please. I
Plus,
love the Hulu.
bro. Please, man.
But I just kind of wanted to, I don't know if we got any more to talk about, but just kind of wrap up with a few notes here about the future of the show. So, like, obviously, you see us three now. It'll continue to be this three, me, Caden, Solo. But we'll also, every once in a while, have a rotating cast of guests, maybe a fourth chair come in. I know Kev Cardello from Win Now or Get Bent. He's a big time media personality here at Texas State. He'll definitely be on to talk football with us. And as we kind of figure out this landscape, it's kind of a call out to anyone else who from another school who maybe is really passionate, has a show, wants to come on, represent their school for the Pac-12. So this is kind of like a call to action. Reach out to us, let us know if you want to come on, talk about any sport. I'm really excited about the rotating cast of characters that we even just have here at Texas State who, we have Johnny Marin who follows soccer. Santos follows like some really niche sports. Ben Cameron's really good about talking football. So we have a lot of awesome people at this station, even just here, who can come in and talk sports with us. But again, if you're a media personality at another school or even just a big fan who wants to come vent about your team, let us know.
Yeah, man. If you ever just want to let us know how the Aztecs are feeling, man, please, just don't even just reach out and just hop on with us, man. We're here to talk about every single team in this new conference, man, because that's what it's all about. We are the Pac-12.
Yeah, the Pac-12. Yeah, and every single sport as well. So we'll obviously football will take up a lot of our time. It has to.
Yeah.
But we promise you we will have time still for volleyball. When basketball gets started, we'll obviously give you some
The fall's
time.
going to be fun, man.
The fall's going to be a lot of fun. So it's going to be a grind, but we're excited to give you all the Pac-12 content we can. And obviously, as the show goes on, we'll have more stuff coming out. I think the first episode that you're listening to now is obviously on YouTube and Spotify. We'll try to keep it that way with both, but we'll see obviously as it goes. Just kind of letting the people know where they can find us and stuff. And also, do we have social medias yet? Do we have a Twitter? I know we have an Instagram. Follow us on Instagram at Pac-12 PACD 12 Pod on Instagram.
We can make a Twitter for sure. We
Yeah,
can make.
that
We,
would
we
be
gotta.
hard.
We gotta make Twitter, Instagram. At
Twitter's Mando.
Twitter's Mando. Twitter.
That's true, bro. We gotta get the burners. We gotta get all those burners on our side, bro.
I also
Send me the login, bro.
Yeah, I also removed myself from the burner game. I officially have a Twitter at Pac-12 Brett. if you like the World Cup, I've just been tweeting pictures of me watching games from my home. So nothing yet, but once we get the season rolling, more stuff to come.
I also have a Twitter, but I'm not gonna plug it because I just be doing stuff on there. But it has just been the World Cup recently.
99% World Cup content.
I need to make a burner because I sometimes get on there and I forget that my profile picture is my face and
Yeah.
my name is in my handle, and I probably
Katie's just
should be
liking.
careful about what I say sometimes.
Luckily, you can't see likes anymore. But but man, any final words from you, Kate and Boss Man? How we doing?
Hey man, I'm ready to round out my summer in Alaska, get back to San Marcos, and Texas State will be in the Pac-12 when I get back, and football season will start rolling on. We'll get things underway, and happy to be doing this with you guys. I'm ready for football.
Excited we finally got to get together and do this. We've had this in the works for a while. It feels really good to be sitting in the studio with you guys now, finally seeing it come to life, and I can't wait to see, where it goes from here.
Yeah, man, I fulfilled every 20-year-old college student's dream in doing a podcast. So I'm glad it's with y'all, and I'm glad I can just talk about sports and not some boring topics like other dudes. But it's going to be great, man. I can't wait for it. I know we talked about potentially doing a gimmick. When all three of us get here, we want to potentially get a 12-pack and then just rip that while we just talk ball, as every guy should.
As every guy should.
So when we do that, anybody who want to sponsor us, free beer, that'd be great.
Yeah, any local breweries in the San Marcos area, any breweries in Pac-12 cities, let us know. We will sell our soul.
Especially we're looking at you, Colorado.
That's what I'm saying.
Colorado, come on, man.
Bring me on up, baby.
That'd be amazing. But if that's all, I was just going to say, glad to be there with y'all, man. Let's get it going. Football season. Well, I don't know when the next episode's going to be. We'll try to get it out relatively soon, but not a lot going on right now up until football season.
Yeah, we'll have a couple sporadic episodes up until football season. I wanted to do a big football preview episode, so maybe that's one we plan for. But we'll see. We're just gonna kind of take it in stride. We're gonna be consistent with y'all. We're gonna make sure that we have content for you guys to consume throughout the summer, and then once the sports start, man, you won't be able to get enough of it.
Absolutely, man. Alrighty. Well, I think that's gonna do it for us. From Salman Nash, Brett Bierman, and from thousands of miles away, Caden Besson. This is Pac-12. Thank you so much for listening. Follow on all our socials. The Twitter will be up soon. It'll probably just be Pac-12, PAC'd 12 everywhere. Thank you so much for listening. Have a great one.